Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of The Rundown. I am your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras, from California. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
No, I try to assist. I do the best I can. My name is Mike P. Raworski. I am the co-host from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, and I am here to help you on this wonderful Taco Tuesday.
So for those of you who are not used to the program, if you see me looking around, it's because I am both in front of and behind the camera at the same time. I'm like producing and doing all the stuff. You know, I'm handling my business. That's why if you don't see me looking right at you, that's the reason why.
That's right. That means he's the brains, and that makes me the beauty.
You so pretty. Matter of fact, let me just tell you. So so we finally have an anthem for Taco Tuesday that Mike found. So we're gonna go ahead and play it for you here real quick. And this is gonna be our regular taco. What?
Mike didn't find this. Mike has had this anthem for Taco Tuesday for quite some time. I just finally brought you into it.
He did. He finally shared. So we will now share with you.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos. Out in the street, tacos. All you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yum.
Yes, yum, 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 yum. I have to say, now I ain't gonna lie, I put up a bit of a fight. I didn't want to like that song. Now I like that song.
Craig had some West Coast mix of rap and ethnic music, Spanish rap going on, and he showed it to me. I'm like, that's cool and all, but here, take a look at this. And he came back and he was like, all right, that wins.
All right, it does win.
That's the
because
winner.
when you said it's raining tacos, I'm thinking it's raining, man. I'm like,
hallelujah.
I'm like,
man.
that is so non-gender specific.
Right. Really? Right. Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. So I had my tacos for lunch today, and inside I started the cooking there before we during the show this afternoon. I am having fajitas for dinner, so it's going to be good.
Fajitas. Yeah, we did shrimp tacos today. Shrimp
Might
tacos
even make
are
it a quesadilla or two before we're done.
Quesadilla. I'll have that quesadilla and have me some, filet mignon.
That's it. They're giving that filet mignon and go with it.
Excellent. Well, Tuesday is always a fun day because it's once again a day that we realize, yeah, we still have to work tomorrow. But we're one day closer to the weekend.
One day closer to the weekend, baby. That's
right.
That's how we play it here on The Rundown.
Yes, sir. And tacos always makes it better, doesn't it?
Oh, every time. Tacos, I mean, listen, if you got in some, if you were in some real third world kind of situation and you got in bad, you got hurt, you got a wreck or something like that, or you got arrested, you got thrown in some jail, and they can't do anything. You can't get a lawyer, you can't get a doctor. You know what you can still get, make you feel better? A little street taco.
You can get some tacos. You
get
some tacos, make you feel better. Make it all good. Make it all good. I hear you.
That's a little meat, little onion, little ceballo, a little cilantro, and be good to go.
It is very good, and I'm glad that you appreciate that. Because that's important thing. That's a real thing, dude. That's a real thing.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
So hey, let's get into today's news, shall we? So you guys have seen, if you're anywhere around the country and you've been watching any of the news, you know that this whole idea of these flash mobs robbing, basically you're 10, 20, 30 people or more running into places and robbing places has become a thing in California. Although it's not just a thing in California anymore, it's pretty much all over. Well, but in California, there was a news team from KRON TV, which is in the San Francisco Bay Area, that was covering this because they were like, they showed up and they were like, okay, we're gonna get these guys on tape, right? Well, they decided, the people in the flash mob decided that they were going to rob the individuals, rob the folks from KRON. And, but they were kind of ready. They had a security guard, an officer who was a former police officer from the city of Hayward, Coloma, and one other place.
San Jose.
San Jose. And they wound up shooting and killing this individual. And Mike, I guess the reason why I wanted to bring in particular this topic up is because there are people, for example, like the San Francisco Chronicle, who are pondering the idea that maybe we should just hunker down and just accept the fact that these folks are going to do what they're going to do and try and just make it so that, they can't get as much stuff as they normally would get. Maybe comply with the criminals.
Right, exactly. This was a, you see the economy and then their upbringing and this is the way that they actually make their living through theft or whatever it is. And I've actually seen that as a defense before in burglary cases, robbery cases, theft cases. But notwithstanding that, this is clearly shows that was a lie. It's clear we're just here to get some items that we need, because they all need $500 shoes and flat screen TVs, because that's the kind of places they're going into. They're not going into the Dollar General to steal. They're going into Nordstrom's and those kind of places and Macy's and the upper scale stuff. This happened the same time that's going on in California. This is going on in New York City, another place that's done exactly what California done. Well, we're just going to lower the penalties. We're going to get rid of bail. And that way there's no, disincentive for them to stop doing this. We're just going to allow this to continue happening. And people say, like you said, Craig, the liberals that want them to vote for them, the people that say, I want them to vote for me, well, I'm going to let them steal because, listen, they're poor and they don't affect me anyway. So, right? We've seen that from Seth Rogen this week. I forget who else. A couple other celebrities were like, big deal. Let the poors do what they want. And because it doesn't affect him. So you get now they go in and they run through these places, Craig, and they shoot this retired police officer, Kevin Nishida, in the abdomen and kill him. Which tells me, you know what, Craig? They're not just running in there with garbage bags to throw stuff in to take things out. These are armed. They're armed to begin with, okay? And then you confront an officer. Oh, by the way, he was playing the role of mall cop here, but looked identical. Badge, uniform, everything else. And when you're running out at high speed, you don't know the difference between him as the security officer or him as the police officer. They put a bullet in him like he was a full-time active duty cop, and they don't care.
They don't care. And, Mike, the thing that kills me about this is this very fundamental thing. And I think anyone who's a parent, anyone who's like, I don't care whether it's if you've been a referee in a sporting event or watched a sporting event, if you've been a parent, if you've trained an animal, let's just be real, okay? No matter what it is, if you allow them to do whatever it is that they want to do, if you don't set boundaries, right? People will do whatever it is that they want to do. They're going to push the envelope. Like in a football game, if you allow them, or in a basketball game is probably a better example. If you allow them to give the hard elbows and knock people down, then people will eventually push it until you eventually call foul. Same thing is true in real life. If you don't have penalties for when people do things like this, for when people do these flash mobs, they will continually push the envelope until you say stop. And where we are right now is they feel like they can do whatever they want, because we've already seen you can try to choke somebody out, you can hit them with your car, and you can get out on $1,000 bond, only so that you can go out and kill more people. We've seen that already. We've seen that that's a thing. And these folks, the smart on crime folks like Kamala Harris, like our vice president, this is the thing that they refuse to accept, is that sometimes the way in which you deal with people who are going to commit crime is by letting them know that crime doesn't pay.
I'll tell you what, Craig, I know one place that this is not occurring, that there's no flash mobs, that there's no riots, there's none of this nonsense going on in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Well, because they're learning. They're learning that, hey, even if the National Guard and the police don't show up, Kyle, Kyle,
It's been made clear.
The patron saint of F around and find out may show up.
Find out. Yep. Listen, it's been made clear that if you want to come here, what's the saying? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Exactly.
Well, if you go to Kenosha and play stupid games, guess what the stupid prize is? The stupid prize is the jury saying not guilty.
Not guilty.
So there you go.
And that, by the way, that wasn't the stupid prize was they were shown stupid because I thought that was a pretty smart decision.
Oh no, the stupid prize was that's a stupid prize
Right.
for the looters, for the
Right.
the insurrectionists.
Exactly.
And by the way, convicted child, pee-pee peddler, convicted burglar, convicted domestic violence. No, more burglar on that guy's record. So Kyle's just cleaning up. They ought to give him.
Don't. Let's not leave out the woman beater.
That's right. That's why I said the domestic violence kid.
Okay.
Lefty.
I missed that one.
Lefty Grosskirts. That's his name now. Lefty Grosskirts.
Well, no, the other guy was the domestic violence guy. He was just the thief. He was the convicted burglar.
Oh, all right. I
drunk
got my
driver.
felons confused. I'm sorry.
You did. You got your felons confused. Well, there's so many felonies out there. How can you not get them confused?
That's true. We ought to put tattoos on them or something, right? Mark them,
All right. Well, by the way, speaking of Kyle Rittenhouse and his folk, Levi Strauss. Now, if any of you follow Levi Strauss, you know that they are a left-wing, there's a reason
San Francisco-based company, right?
I will. No, actually, okay. So, Mike, here's what's funny. They've moved out of San Francisco. It got too expensive for them. They're not California-based anymore. They moved out of San Francisco. Yeah, what's anyway. So yeah, so that's first thing. So they're a left-wing company. They're an anti-gun company, and they recognize that people may be a little bit concerned about what's going on with Mr. Rittenhouse. So what they decided to do for their employees is they're going to provide racial trauma help for employees who are troubled by the Rittenhouse verdict. Now, I mean, Mike, how stupid is this? Here it is. Look, Jamila Carrington is a New York-based psychologist who has appeared on various panels claiming that black people have been duped into thinking that we do not matter. Corrigan appeared on the Karen Hunter show in January for the discussion about how we do not how we must decolonize our minds. One of the weapons of colonialism and white supremacy is to destroy our memory, and that separate us from our wealth, our culture, our cultural wealth, she said. Now, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. But this was a case where a white guy shot 3 other white guys.
Yes.
What does that have to do with any of that?
Well, you got to play 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon here to get back to a black guy. That's what you got to do. You got to keep going back. And black Americans make up 10%
Did you say just 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, you just got to keep going back. You got to. Well, I know this guy who knows that guy who knows this guy who knows a black guy. That's what you get.
Isn't that what white supremacists say? I know a black guy.
Yeah, that's it.
I have black friends. I'm not racist.
That's right. Exactly right. That's what they say. You got to go back 6-7 steps to get there, and prove that this guy was a racist. But yeah, listen, Levi's been doing this this is not the first time they've done this. They're clearly the liberal gene leader in the world. I don't know. Buy your jeans at the Gap or Old Navy or wherever you buy jeans. Other places you buy, or get Lee or something. I don't know. Or what's the?
There are a lot of other jeans you can buy.
Yeah, Wranglers. Get some Wranglers. That sounds manly enough. Wrangler. So.
Well, at least it doesn't. At least it doesn't sound like, left wing like Levi Strauss. I will tell you, I literally go out of my way And I'll shop at places like Marshalls or Ross. If I come across, I don't care how good a deal it is. If it has Levi on it, I will not buy it. And you know what? It gives me a little bit of joy not buying it.
We said it in yesterday's program, Craig. Vote with your wallet.
Vote with your wallet.
Vote with your wallet.
Because here's the thing, and I get it. By the way, for those of you who are listening, who are like, well, it's too hard because you don't have. It's unrealistic to think that you can boycott every company at all times when you know they don't support your values. There's just some times where that's just not possible. It's harder. But you don't have to buy everything there. You don't have to buy everything that you currently buy there. Make us do stuff that's a little inconvenient and say, you know what? Okay, these things I kind of got to get there, but these things I don't have to get there. And when everybody does that, the cumulative effect is, they lose money, a lot of money.
Right, exactly right. That's how it works. Vote with your wallet. Vote early, vote often.
Vote early, vote often. Screw Levi. That's just that's my particular that's my political analysis perspective.
I like it. I'm on board. I don't know what to say. Just vote early, vote often.
There you go. Vote early, vote often.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about critical race theory. All right, so I don't know, sometimes you guys probably get tired of hearing about critical race theory, but this was something that I felt that was important. There is a teacher in Indiana who decided that he was going to expose that critical race theory was being taught in his particular school. And as a result, this teacher was put on leave, has his email locked, and was banned from school buildings. Now, this is an award-winning teacher, as you can see what's stated right here. The point about it was that the reason why he got suspended was because members of the staff the basic members of the staff said that they had anxiety because he was disagreeing with their particular perspective, right? That's the reason why dude was put on administrative leave, because he actually stood up and said, hey, this stuff is being taught in our classrooms. People need to know about it. Now, Mike, I'm sorry, but if schools are supposed to be a place where we're supposed to have discussions about what's going on, we're supposed to have intellectual discussions and express both sides, then why should people be upset when you disagree with their particular perspective?
Well, because they absolutely agree with you, Craig, that school should be the place where you can express yourself and teach young minds and mold upon them the thoughts of the current society, as long as it agrees with them 100%. You're not allowed to disagree with them. If they say critical race theory is what it is, then they're going to teach it. Then you've just got to, I don't know, sit back and suck it up like it's Virginia, maybe, You saw what happens there, right? When they say, we're not going to give you any input at all into the school system.
Parents have no place. Parents shouldn't be telling the schools what they should teach.
Yeah, I listen. You really want to have that your stance? We talked about that yesterday, also with Arizona State University, right? If that's your position, that's fine. We respect your position. There's a painted square over there where you can go in and stand there and let people know your position. By the way, don't have a crowd of more than 3 and don't make a lot of noise.
Right. Well, the thing that gets me, Mike, is in this particular case, we as parents, we don't give away. We are the primary educators of our children, right? It's our responsibility. We delegate that responsibility to our schools to teach them how to read, how to write, how to do math, how to do arithmetic, and to teach them history and social studies. It's not their job to institute morals into our kids. I'm sorry, but it's not. It's not the school's job. And by the way, I'm a former classroom teacher and I'm a current school board member. So I think I know the educational establishment, what education is about and what it's not about. And it's not about indoctrination. It's not about teaching our kids false history in order to get them to hate other students. And that is exactly what critical race theory is. And I'm so glad that this teacher, and I pray that other teachers will stand up and they will expose this stuff when it's being taught so that parents can know exactly what's being done with their children and what's being done to their children. Mike, it's funny. I think if there was one thing that the at-home learning or distance learning helped parents to be able to do, was to see exactly what was going on with their teachers and what's going on in the classroom. And I think that woke a lot of parents up.
I'm 100% for, Craig, and I've had this conversation before. Put cameras in the classroom. Put cameras in the classroom and let the parents view what their students are being taught. You let any parent in the school system see what they're being taught. I don't know how you regulate who gets the password or whatever, but it's public education and it's public schools. It should be open to the public to watch and see. Put that cameras in there and let it be exposed what the teachers are teaching.
Well, I'm it's hard not to be for that when you see stuff like this.
Well, listen, if we have the right to put a right to demand that police officers have to wear cameras all the time so we can observe their behavior in and around the public, why as hell can't we demand that the public education system have cameras in there also so we can see the stuff that's being taught to our children?
See, Mike, there you go, being all logical and stuff again. You need to stop that. You do know that has absolutely no place in today's society, right?
I know. And Craig, feel free to borrow any of this at your school board meetings also. I mean, throw some of this out there.
I have some of it. I'm usually a little bit more diplomatic, but hey, we're on a podcast, so we don't have to be diplomatic.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Video cast, right? Video cast.
Yeah. Speaking of being politically correct, I gotta say, and you normally don't expect this from the artistic type, because you normally expect the artistic type to be kind of lefty, but the folks at Dave Chappelle's school, where his alma mater, look, they said we're gonna rename the school we're gonna name the theater after Dave Chappelle, no matter what y'all say. Which, by the way, Mike, goes right to the point that you made, that there were a handful of people who stepped up and said something, and the majority of the people are like, yeah, go eat a bag of Richards.
Yeah, we're doing it anyway. Yeah, we thought we did so good yesterday. We gave you the latest up to news story. Then, of course, as soon as we went to off air, it changed 3 minutes later. There was a new update. So,
funny how that works.
Just always happens that way. So for those that are just joining, Dave Chappelle went to his old high school, Duke Ellington High School, there in Greater DC, and he says, listen, it allowed him to be able to find the path to express himself and his art that it's allowed him to become who he is today. And he said it was an incredible place. They asked him if he would come to be honored, said fine. Well, then, of course, 3 or 4 or 5, turd bags decide they don't like Dave Chappelle because, LGBT and whatever else that he's alleged to have said, and he did not, by the way. And if I'm Dave Chappelle, every time somebody tells me we don't like the LGBT joke you said, I would go, which joke? Tell me which joke. Tell me what words I said hurt your feelings. And I guarantee you none of them would know, because all they're doing is following the pack rather than actually witnessing the crime.
Show me on the doll where the bad comedian hurt you.
Alleged, right? So Dave said, he goes, I'll tell you what. If you people can raise enough money, then I won't have it named after me. And I will, you could do the donation rather than a donation I'm going to give the school. And then the school said, hold on now. We'll take the donations from those idiots, but we'll still name it the Chappelle Theater.
Right. Well, but that's, dude, here's the thing. And you and I have talked about this. Comedians are the front line of free speech, right?
They are the tip of the spear of free speech.
Yes, there you go. They are the tip of the spear of free speech. The whole point of comedy is to help us in a non-threatening way take a look at ourselves, no matter who we are. If we're black, white, gay, Republican, Democrat, if we're rich or we're poor, comedians get husbands, wives, whatever. They help us to take a look at ourselves. And what they do is they take reality and they stretch it to an exaggeration, but they help us to look at ourselves. And if we get to a point where comedians can't say something that makes that makes people look bad, let me just hip you to something. That's what a comedian does. They take something and they make it look weird. whether it's themselves, whether it's their spouse, their family, whether it's society, whether it's politicians. That's what they do. And if you don't allow them, if you don't allow a guy who says he had a very good friend who is transgendered, who opened for him, right? Who he supported, right? And he had a problem with how that community didn't support him or her. Then you know what? If you have a problem with Dave Chappelle, then the problem isn't his. The problem is yours. And you need to stop and think and ask yourself this very question. Did you actually watch the special? Did you actually watch what he had to say? Can you point out, as Mike said earlier, the exact statements that he made that are transphobic and offensive? Because if you can't, if you didn't, then you need to, as he said, shut the F up.
You know, Craig, last segment you talked about exposing CRT and that weird teacher who and all of that. And as you scrolled through the video feed, there was Justice Clarence Thomas there.
Yeah.
And it said, "Hear Clarence Thomas speak." And you rolled right past it. But I'm pretty sure what he was about to say was, "Get a job, you damn hippie." I'm pretty sure that's what he was going to say. And that's what I would say right now to all those people in the school that think because they're either receiving some sort of knowledge from these liberal teachers or these liberal teachers are giving them this knowledge that they ought to get a job, you damn hippie. Go out, find something in the real world, and don't collect a check for doing nothing. All right? Dave Chappelle has done that, and he succeeded at it rather well. Yes. And you should be thankful that he even mentions your school name because maybe it will incur some financial assistance for other people that want to be able to send their children there to have the opportunities that he had.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just appreciative that the folks there at the school recognize that, look, censorship is not a good thing. It isn't. It just isn't. And they're willing to stand by. They're willing to stand by.
Especially in a school of the arts, right?
Right.
Especially in the school of the arts.
Right. Because here's the thing, folks. If you don't have a right to free speech, then all you're going to be allowed to do is propaganda. Yep. And by the way, that's not what many of you were doing anyway. But it's one thing if you choose to do it. It's another thing if you're forced to do it. Now, some of you are mindless lemmings and choosing to do it because, well, you're too dumb to know any better or you're too ignorant to know any better. But at least it's your choice. You say ignorant? Did you say ignorant?
Yep. I said ignorant.
Ignorant. I like that.
You
I just so you know, you've got a new place in my heart now that you use the term ignorant.
Ignorant. I was gonna go with UGLY. You ain't got no alibi.
You ugly.
Yeah.
Okay, now Mike, there's a danger warning.
Uh-oh.
There's a danger warning. This is a danger part of the program.
Danger.
Okay?
Danger.
You may need to put on like a helmet and some maybe a chest or your vest or something like that, because some liberal minds are about to explode. At least if they're watching.
Are we there? Because now you remember that's part of the Ron White system of terrorism awareness, right?
Yes, it is. Wait.
Ron White had two rules. His mother, remember the whole story, his mother, with all the colors and the codes and all that nonsense. And he said, "Ma, there's two things you got to do.
There's two stages. Stage one, get a helmet. Stage two,
put the helmet
on the fucking helmet." Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
That's it.
Dude,
that was the stages. That was the stages.
Just
so right now you're announcing stage one. I'm announcing
stage one. And this is, okay, I know I'm about to digress. Joe Rogan, phenomenal interviewer, just had Ron White on the program, and he was talking about stuff like cancellation and Dave Chappelle and all of that. Right. But yeah, great thing, dude. We don't get no money from them, but phenomenal show. You need to check him out.
Right.
All right. Anyway, so by the way, just so you know, so during Thanksgiving, two very well-known figures who are hated by the left decided to get together and put out a photo. And guess who they were?
Listen, and bring that photo up there. Let's see. Here you got a guy, right? Here you got a guy that's been known. He's been hated. People have done everything they can to talk bad about this guy. And then there's Donald Trump standing next to him.
Hey, they're both racist, though, right? And aren't they both
That's
white
right.
supremacists?
Both racist white supremacists. That's Donald Trump and Kyle Rittenhouse wishing you a happy Thanksgiving and also telling you to beware of exploding liberal heads at the same time.
Exactly. Well, but here's the other thing they have in common. One is rich and one's about to be rich.
Yeah, there you go. One's rich and one about to.
Because he is about to sue a bunch of folk right there. Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. So, by the way, folks, we actually have a twofer for you. All right?
Twofer.
I realize we probably should have done this closer to Thanksgiving, but, we decided we're going to throw this one in, especially since we had the last one. So we decided, for Thanksgiving dinner, look, I said no politics at Thanksgiving, which we've all heard. Dinner was magnificent.
I love that cat. I love that cat.
I love that cat. That cat don't mess around.
Nope. Magnificent.
All right, Mike. Hey, give a shout out to our sponsors.
Our good friends at the California Republican Assembly, please help them out. They can't do it without you. Listen, they may have the most Republicans in their state compared to another state, but they got every illegal Democrat vote in the world over there. 2 million at last count, right? So we need to
illegal.
Get that settled. Illegal. That's what I said. Illegal. Yeah. 2 million illegal Democrat votes last presidential cycle. Now that was the minimum guess. May have been as high as 6 million. It's 2 to 6 million. Then our good friends over at Grid Defense and of course Guerrilla Machining. Check them both out to get your latest in America's rifles parts.
Exactly, folks. Look, hey, these folks, they deliver quality products. Please make sure you check them out. Follow the link in the description to our video. And when you go there, if you make a purchase, and please make a purchase, at the very least, just tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you and let them know that you went there because, we hooked you up. Just saying.
That's
all right,
it.
so,
hey, the player.
Tomorrow, what's tomorrow?
Hump Day.
I will be coming at you from San Diego, California, which is the place where everybody, it is literally what everyone thinks California is. So we're going to have a good time. And I say that now because, I just, in the event that we have some technical difficulties, whenever we do mobile stuff, it's always, you never know. But we're going to be there for you.
I bet you I know what the weather's going to be like in San Diego tomorrow.
Oh, 70 and sunny.
70 and sunny, baby. Every day.
Yeah, baby. Sunshine.
California.
He's a Californian.
California.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good time.
Peace.